Speaking of just dumb shit, where is Mitch?
Who?
Where is Mitch?
Mitch McConnell?
See, Lindsey Graham said
I think
always
Mitch McConnell
gone.
is actually... I think he is actually dead. They not
Where
telling
is
us.
he Because I'm like, Lindsey Graham is trying to lead the way. He said, I'm going to lead. And Lindsey's trying to tell us people, this is the way. Just go on and go on.
Let me tell you.
So where's Mitch?
And no, better question is, where is all the DC escorts and their tell-all books?
Ma'am.
Because I want these.
Ma'am.
I want these, honey. I want the DC escorts to give us all the info.
There are some...
Okay? We not preserving the closet in death.
No. Forgive my language, but there are some sissies in these streets that got some stories.
Why are you sounding like somebody's grandmother?
Somebody's, because that's where he was from. Because that's how they would say it.
Yes.
That's exactly how they would say it over in them parts over there. They got some stories for your nerves. I'm ready for it. I don't got no judgment. I don't think you're alive, sir. Call me right now, Mitch.
Call me now.
Call me now.
Mitch, bring it in.
Bitch, bring it in. Call it in, bitch.
Call it in, bitch. Why are you not on the... Mitch, your camera is off on the Zoom. Can you put your camera on for us, please?
Mitch, turn your Zoom on.
You want me to leave this up for you?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it'd be quick. Yeah. And I'll fill in the rest.
Actually, I need to take a bio break. I'll be right back.
Taking a bio break.
Let everything record. I'll edit it later.
Everything record.
The microphone with me to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. No, I don't want you to take everything to the bathroom. Because I know you're going to check it. I know you're going to check this to see if I said anything about you. And just for the record, I ain't say shit about you. And no, you can't say I said shit about you. You can't put on this stream, on any little snippet you do, that I said nothing about Roger Turner. In fact, if you were going to put something on there, you could put that you might be one of 5 people, Roger, that I would catch felonious charges over because somebody done looked at you wrong. You about 1 of 5 people I would catch a whole ass case for. So, there, boom. That's all you're going to get. And that's how it's going to be forever. And if you put this up, brunches and non-brunches, don't play with me. Go play with Jesus. Don't play with me about my friend, Roger Turner. Okay, that's it. All right. Thank you.
And I'm back.
And we're back.
I think I am good to go. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. This is Brunch, Blaze, and Battle,
Where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back,
Spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Roger, baby. How you doing?
I am good. I am trying to stay cool.
Okay, it's better now, though, because
it's
not
better
blazing.
now than it was.
It was on hell.
But you know me, I don't like nothing over 75 degrees.
I know, so it's still hell for you.
I'm still like, why all this heat?
That's a nice light
I got my
80.
little crop top on that my husband insisted I wear.
Yeah. You should. You got.
I do like it. At first when he was like, I think you look so cute in this shirt. I was like, a crop top? I was like, have you seen my belly? How dare you? He was like,
have you?
No,
do you know what era we are in?
He was like, no, it'll look great on you.
It looks great on you.
And then I tried it on. I was like, you're right. I'll try it. I put it on. So
can I just say more and more? I'm not really getting into the I'm in a crop top and I'm 70 pounds. Like it's just not cute anymore. I think maybe after so many years of looking at that,
right.
I want the thickness, honey. I'm like, I get it.
Right.
Don't dress up a rib.
Don't dress up a rib. Dress up a burger. Put it on a t-shirt.
I know. Okay. I need to.
You put that on a t-shirt.
I think I might need to.
Don't dress up a rib, dress
Just
up a burger,
honey. And that's what you want. You want that Angus beef. Okay, all right.
Who wants a rib when I can have a roast?
You know, oh, hey! Who wants a rib when I can have a roast? That's what we're talking about. That went left real quick. We ain't even got started. Goddamn.
How was your brunch?
Brunch was good. Oh, okay, so let me tell you what it is. Okay, so I actually made this one where I've been trying... I collected a bunch of recipes that I've been following, different cooks and chefs on Instagram. Just great stuff. And I made it's like a dirty macaroni and cheese. Like, you know how dirty rice is, but the take is more like macaroni and cheese. I don't really like that.
So it's like gumbo.
It was. It was macaroni and cheese baked with like meats and vegetables. Like it was so good.
It's what Hamburger Helper wants to be with cheese.
Boom. It's what it's
elevated.
elevated.
You remember
elevated. What you mean? Remember? Chad, I loved her. Wait a minute. This is what these rich people don't know nothing about. They're like, oh my God, the world is ending. I can't put them together.
You, I know a lot of rich people that know a lot about Hamburger Helper.
Well, that's actually probably true. But they don't eat that shit on the daily. That's true. But Hamburger Helper in a minute, baby.
Right.
I love me some. You're right.
When the cook is on vacation, what you gonna do? We gonna run to the store, get some hamburger.
That's true. I'll get this DiGiorno. Keep it pushing.
DiGiorno. Shut up. Shut up.
All right, how was your brunch, love?
Good. I had a salad. I had a nice my regular smoothie. I had that with lunch. On a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you?
I'm feeling like at a nice 7. I'm feeling really good right now.
I just started, so I feel like I'm at a 6.
But I'm sure you'll get there. You'll get to a sweet spot, not too high.
You're talking about giving me a higher dosage gummy, and I'm what is wrong?
I mean, we only live once. So I ain't trying to take you out.
I was going to say, you want me to get home?
No. That's true. That's true.
I do have to go home.
That's true. I have to live a whole life. You know what? I'll take that back.
Okay.
We'll save it for vacation.
Save it. Well, coming soon.
Yes.
You want to tell the people what we're talking about?
Let me tell the people what we're talking about. Okay, so listen, y'all. Roger and I have both seen Supergirl. And we definitely have some feelings about the film, yes. And true to form, we knew that when the film was coming out to even its release, that it was receiving a lot of negative reviews. Some of it panned by critics, some of it by people who also saw the film early. But even before any of that, I think we can trace it back to the announcement of the film. Some of these negative reviews are just absolutely aggressive and just abhorrent and completely misogynistic. And it's gotten to a point that it's numb. So even with the film not being so critically acclaimed, I feel like it has just turned up the gas on this film. And it just unfortunately reminds us of what we've seen in countless other projects that are led by a woman, or majority of the cast is female, or a leading cast is female. So while the movie isn't perfect, and we don't always have to agree as content creators or viewers of this, but we really need to check some of this damn hate. We really, really do. The bias is too much, particularly, and we're talking about marginalized identities, and it just F's with the whole thing. So, in the spirit of what we have just now gone through and reviewing Supergirl, and I know we'll probably bring some other projects into the conversation, we want to balance the bias. So this episode is entitled just that, Balancing the Bias.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that intro. That was a great intro.
You're welcome.
I think it's a great time for us to... Pull back the curtain.
Come on, let's pull it back.
So I wanted to look at pull together the common criticisms for Supergirl.
Okay.
And look at them compared to other films that the same critics have also reviewed. And so one of the critiques of the film was that it was a weak screenplay and pacing. So I can say that might be a valid criticism.
Yes.
Of that the storyline, it was an engaging story. I did enjoy it, I did feel times that there was like a lull in the pace of the movie, and I was like, oh, but that's an editing issue for me. Like I always go back to like I feel like most filmmakers don't edit enough or don't allow themselves to be edited well.
I think I definitely want to agree with the pacing of it being sloppy. I think I don't want to say the weak screenplay of it all. I think that speaks more to the expectation that people have, given that the film came right after Superman, right? It's the next big one. And I also think like Peacemaker, the television show, had a lot to do with it because there was so much attention to detail. Because that's what a screenplay is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to play well on screen. And I felt like to the point of that, there were moments where it was like, oh, this is great. And other moments I was like, this seems cheap. I'm like, I get that. So, like, I guess now that I'm thinking it through, like, at first I thought it was a reach, but, like, a weak screenplay, like, because the movie was still, overall, I still really enjoyed the ride that I was on, visually. So, I don't know if it's weak, almost, I feel like weak is meant to be a comparison to what's already come before it. Because I think there are other films that, screenplay-wise, were just as weak, but, again, were not panned nearly as awful. And they should have been. Right? Should have been. I'm looking at you, Thor. I'm looking at I'm going to put that out there. Thor had 4 movies, and one of them was good.
One of them is good. And Thor, I mean, still had, I mean, even though it's not considered as strong as the other movies, Thor movies were still box office success.
Box office successes. And Thor also, to anybody who's like, but Thor also never received as much. It received negative criticism,
but it
was not nearly as.
It
aggressive.
wasn't panned.
It wasn't panned like out the gate. Even though our first 2, when we say one of them was great, I'm talking about. I know we're talking about the third one, right? So the first 2,
Ragnarok,
right? The first 2, they got through 2 Thor films.
I can't even tell you what the second one is called.
Dark World.
Okay.
Only because that's it is my least favorite MCU movie. That is the only reason why I know that, because that is my least favorite. And that was the sequel. So to say that Supergirl is just the screenplay was so weak, I'm like, sirs, have we looked at it? I'm going to look at that first Captain America too. I'm going to look that first
I'm going to get to her.
I'm going to get to her. We pause her.
I'm going to get to her.
Okay, but anyway.
I'm going to get to her.
Okay, so let's keep going. I like this. I like where you go.
The unlikable protagonist. There were a lot of critiques that there was a failed attempt to make Supergirl edgy, and that they wanted her to portray her as depressed and drunken, and like a jaded Kara. And to that I say, you have never paid attention to the source material.
Period.
I was like, if you have that criticism, you are not qualified to review this movie
at all,
because you're not familiar with the character
at all.
Because that character, someone decided to finally make Kara no longer a female version of Clark in the comic books, and actually take the plot points that were introduced about her from the very beginning and give Kara, Supergirl, some humanity, and say, hey, what would it be like for a teenage girl who's, been the victim of a horrible atrocity and then being abandoned by her entire, not just her family, but her entire civilization, her way of life. And, like, what does that do to her psychologically?
Absolutely. Now, here in that movie, I thought that was articulated well. So going to the source material, even though there were moments in there where I thought the source material was garbage, it wasn't curated very well. I thought that they wanted to make sure that Kara was a different Kryptonian than her cousin.
Yes,
right,
and I appreciate that.
Kryptonians
it's
different.
One of the, even though I watched it a lot, it's one of the things I disliked about the Supergirl series so much.
Really,
is that they reinvented her character to be a a female Clark Kent.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. The reason why I think they did that is because, remember, Supergirl existed, at least the television show.
In a different...
No.
Yeah.
Not just that, but existed before the Superman show.
Right.
Right? Essentially, the Superman and Lois, which went on to do a bunch of seasons in and of itself, was a spinoff of Supergirl.
Yes, it was.
So in terms of Kryptonian... For CW, she became the flagship,
right?
So
but
that's why I think they leaned into her being more
right. They wanted her to be more Clark-esque because they wanted to do the Clark stories. But I still didn't feel like I feel like they could have done a great story without making her like giving her Clark story. Like
I think that could have worked on a different network if it wasn't CW.
Absolutely.
If this was like a Showtime show and they wanted to show all of that trauma and all of that angst, her still being the leader, I think they could have had a lot more fun with the dark side and the edgier side of that. But to this point here, I thought it was brilliant that they just kind of pushed her in a different direction. And the thing you said about unlikable protagonists, I think I would replace unlikable with not immediately relatable, because her story wasn't based on Earth, or her trauma, that they were talking about was not based on Earth. It was based on something totally different that you had to keep suspending your belief in, right? It wasn't connected to the planet. And I feel like when people can't immediately see themselves in another character, it's like they don't even give them the time of day. Where you and I, we would look at all types of queer film or all types of genres because we're like, ooh, there's going to be a different perspective that we don't understand, and that might reveal something in the story that I wasn't really privy to. And so I think that that's where people, when they say she's not unlikable, I thought Millie was extremely unlikable, and I don't think I was a target audience.
Right.
If I'm being all the way right, as a black queer man, I am not the target audience for some of how Supergirl identifies. I'm not.
Yeah, and I also think that,
and I'm okay with that.
As an American society, we generally don't like women that express justifiable anger.
Say that again. We don't like women.
We generally don't like women that express justifiable anger.
Yep. But let one of these male superheroes do it.
They don't. We don't like it when women actually powerful feelings or strong feelings to things that have happened to them. We enjoy the women that are strong and that push through and do the opposite of honoring their own feelings. And yeah, I get that is unlikable to some reviewers, that they don't like women that do that. So, yeah.
I feel like and women, at least in this story, have the ability to change it, right? It's like, oh, okay, there are some who are like, she can have her voice. She can exercise her right to protest. But she can't do anything about it. Whereas we have the Supergirl character, not only is she feeling it, she's making decisions and she's doing something about that. And some people think that is so far removed from a real sense of reality. It gets back into the misogyny of it. I think it's the same energy when the criticism a lot of people had of Superman's movie when he goes to save the chipmunk or the squirrel. That's like, why would he, with all of this power, go save this small little creature? It's like that. I can't see a man with all of that strength and this show up very humble and soft.
Because
and
because if you can't see that, that's not what you would do with power.
Right. So you flip it, like you see the same thing with Kara, who's like, it didn't seem that she was likable. I was like, I think you couldn't relate to her immediately. And that's the problem. You can suspend your own bias enough to realize that you actually could relate to this character.
So, yeah, I agree with you. She is unlikable to you. And I understand.
That's a good way to say it.
And I understand why.
Yeah.
And I get why. The next was Forgettable Villain. This one annoyed the fuck out of me. Owen Gleiberman didn't have this critique for Iron Man. Because tell me, who was the villain in Iron Man? Quick, say it. What's his name? Took too long. Forget him.
Right. Who was the villain?
It's his father's friend, the one that was running the company.
Obadiah Stane.
Stane.
Yeah.
But how long it took you for you to get right to it?
It took me a minute.
Okay.
And then, like, I feel like we have gotten so spoiled. And I think this goes back to, I'm going to say this is a misogynistic issue again. And it doesn't seem like it is, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've gotten spoiled with certain superheroes. I think some people forget, in order to have sometimes a great superhero, not sometimes, you have to have in order to have a great superhero, you have to have a great villain. You have to have, if you want to talk about all this good, you have to have matching evil. And you have to make the characters just as compelling. And I feel like we have spent so much time on making sure all of these villains are meticulous in certain worlds. This is why when you look at like Batman's villains, right? Like he has so many in his rogue gallery. Spider-Man, Superman, all the big ones, they have really interesting, because people took time around these male characters to also craft really interesting characters that they would have to interact with. All that being said, as you're trying to create a landscape in which female superheroes are doing anything, it took a little bit more time. You don't have a lot of time because it's not given as much effort to figure out the villains for the young ladies and the female superheroes. So you kind of get the trash of it. Or you get variants where we're like, unless it's a person who has like this opposing power set, I can't see this being an enemy. Why? But we suspend it when it's the co-CEO of a company, or we suspend it when it's a super spy in our own organization. That's a fine villain, but this person isn't a fine villain. It's like everybody can't be the Joker and the Penguin and Clayface. Like, stop.
And that is one that a lot of writers didn't do a great job in the source material of developing memorable villains in female character stories. It's one of the reasons why Wonder Woman 1984 was so weak.
Yes.
They couldn't find a villain that they felt would be iconic enough, so they put too many villains in.
My thing is, it was so stupid. That right there, if you were gonna even touch on Wonder Woman's connection to the pantheon of gods, if you were gonna touch this, you should have went all in with it. You should have, because in the
where's my movie against Cersei? Where's her and Cersei?
Come on, you see what I'm saying? But you jump straight to Hades, and this is just weird. Like, no. Like, they played that all fucking stupid. But again, even if I think they had done it well, they would have been like, she's fighting the gods. It's like, I can't see that as a villain. So it's like the reason why the Green Goblin, when Tobey Maguire all the way back then did that Spider-Man, it was so good because they have been developing that character, to your point, for 80 years.
For 80 years. And like, that is part of it. And at the same time, there are several movies with weak villains. There are several superhero movies that we love with weak villains because the story is not about the villain. Kara's story is about her anger, her processing her anger. She is angry she's been abandoned. She's angry she has to now, live on a planet where the people are kind of terrible, and has to, live in the Dark Ages. She lived in a technologically much more advanced society than Earth, and now she has to, walk.
Yeah,
I have to walk down the sidewalk.
It's almost like, and I think that's one of the things since you brought up 84. As much as I couldn't stand certain parts of it, it's almost like I don't know if this is. It feels like it is a problem for female superheroes to wrestle with morality, to wrestle with internal angst or emotions. Like, to your point, this movie wasn't about Kara being the great big hero beating the great big baddie. There was a lot of internal stuff going on here, and why can't that be enough?
Right. And that
why does that have to be, why can't that be something that
she doesn't
heroes deal with?
How can she defend and be the hero of a place that she does not consider home? Like, she doesn't have a home. No one defended her. No one defended her. All this character Krem was just a totem or a target for her anger. It's a place where she could put her anger.
Oh, you know who we're really good with that? We're really good when that happens with like Daredevil or with like Moon Knight.
Right.
We're fine with them. We watched. They had the latest Daredevil show had like 8 episodes. 5 of them were just him dealing with his own internal shit.
Him just beating the shit out of a bunch of people.
Because he mad at himself
Punisher.
for some stuff he did. I mean, hello.
Punisher. We love the Punisher.
But because
series.
it's guns
And it's a
sweat,
man.
and it's a man, and it's a white man, right? Like let's give it what it is. But I think now that we're talking about this film, absolutely, it wasn't a unforgettable villain. It wasn't, to your point, it wasn't about the villain.
It wasn't about the villain. It just simply was not a story about the villain.
And I think they thought that Lobo was going to end up being like, I mean, he is villainous. He has villainous tendencies. But I almost think that they thought, okay, it's going to be Kara versus Lobo. And because the film didn't swing that way, it was like, oh, it was unlikable. And it's like, but again, we've been spoiled by our own thoughts of like, we want it the way we want it. It should be here. Here's what I think you have a problem with. If we're going to make it a female-led superhero movie, she has to be fighting a man. Or she has to be fighting a woman just as powerful as her. Mm-hmm. It can't be this person who's trying to find their way to being a hero by going through all the emotional trauma. Exactly. That can't be a movie. Right. Anyway, keep going, girl. This is good.
So like, forgettable villain, there's plenty of movies. Iron Man, the first Iron Man.
Oh, God.
Like, forgettable villain. Like, all of these things.
The second one, too.
The second
Whiplash
one, too.
with the whips.
Yes. What's his face?
Girl, Mickey Rourke. Whiplash.
I was trying to remember the character's name. I can't tell you what his name is.
I said Whiplash, but I can't tell you what his Savakis. I don't want to mess butcher his name. Yeah, but that was a mess, too. The first 2 Iron Men.
But but those movies were still considered good movies.
Box office smashes. Baby.
And so I get it. I understand that you, like the reviewers, you may not comprehend what the story was about. You wanted to fit this movie into the box of a narrative of villain versus evil, but that's not what this narrative was. It was a different version of an origin story of her becoming Supergirl.
When I took a step back, I think this movie is going to find its way. Is going to find some really strong legs on streaming. I absolutely think that. I do think because let me hold that comment because I feel like you wanted to go to the next point that they want to make here. And what was the next point that they want to make here?
Deviation from source material.
Okay, so perfect. This actually goes to the thought that I was having. So we need to get past that. I call bullshit on that because we look at Tobey Maguire as being like one of the greatest Spider-Man ever, right? When he came out, when that first Spider-Man came out, we were pissed. There were people who were pissed. Why is his webbing organic? Why aren't we seeing the Peter Parker who's a genius? Mm-hmm. In the part that in the biggest criticism, and it is very big, that people had with Tobey's Spider-Man is that we didn't see enough of his intellectual prowess. Spider-Man, as much as he was heroic, he was also a genius. And you really didn't get to see that because in the books at the time, he had created the gadgets that allowed his webbing to happen. Mm-hmm. And then you had the flip with Andrew Garfield, all intellectual, but missed all the apple pie that Tobey hit with Spider-Man, but Andrew didn't bring in here. But you made these concessions for these very male characters, like off the beaten path.
This is not just comic book, but any written adaptation. There's going to be an edit of the source material. It's not going to be the same. No one can make a movie exactly the way you imagined it when you read it, unless you make it yourself. That's one. Okay, you're looking at someone else's imagination of what they read. Mm-hmm. 2, some narratives are too long to fit into a 2-hour movie. Period. Mm-hmm. You have to make it fit within 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And 3, some things just don't play well on screen than it did in a book. They're going to be different. You have so many other films that have done this.
I'm not even gonna hold you. So many other, right there. So many other films that did this. Batman.
The entire Harry Potter movie series.
Oh my God. But we loved it, right?
Okay.
It was perfect, right? It was just like it's legendary shit. My point with the Batman, we done had 18 different Batman. All of them. Michael, Bruce, Michael, George, Robert, all of them different. Christopher, all these motherfuckers different.
They're all different.
Source material, deviations, y'all loved every last Batman. They've loved every last one of these
There's so many
fools.
different Batman deviations.
Like, are you kidding me? And you telling me this is the one you don't want because it's Supergirl? What are you...
Go away. And the last one is the one that really pisses me off. It pisses me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to say one thing. Yeah, I want to say one thing about the deviation.
Oh.
If we have a problem with Supergirl being deviated from the source material, then everybody should have a problem with Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody. Because, number one, his biggest issue that they brought up in the first film, and I will stand on this, was his narcissism. That was not his biggest issue. That was a part of his issue. But all of his stuff was exacerbated by the fact that he was an alcoholic. So we want to keep it all the way real because it was the trauma that he faced in that cave that re-unleashed his alcoholism. His alcoholism.
Yeah.
So where we at? So we want to really, really talk about it, like how Tony Stark came to be that. And he had to push through all of that to become the hero that he is. But that's the source material, baby.
Things play differently.
Things play differently, right?
Different audiences feel...
And they weren't about to drag this man through a bunch of alcoholic moments. Like they're trying to build a universe.
Right. And
so you got to deviate.
And you have to do a lot of narrative work to make audiences have sympathy or be likable or empathy for an alcoholic.
Exactly.
People are not empathetic toward alcoholics.
Exactly. And so you had to change the source.
You had to change the source material a little bit.
All right. Sorry. With the
last one. Ooh, this one wears me out as a critique.
What?
Is superhero fatigue. That people are tired of these blockbuster superhero formulaic movies. You know what I say to that?
What do you say?
Don't go.
Don't watch them.
Take your happy ass home.
Go
Nobody told you had to get in that seat and go see that. Nobody told you had to sit down and review this movie.
No, you didn't.
If you have superhero fatigue and you're tired of these movies, don't go to them.
But here's what drives me crazy about that shit is like now all of a sudden you tired, but in 2 weeks you telling me you're not gonna go see the next Spider-Man movie? Okay. Ma'am. But you tired though.
You tired though. You tired of the superhero movie. Oh, I'm so tired of these superhero. But you're gonna go see them.
You're not gonna go see Doomsday, ma'am. But you're tired.
You're definitely gonna go see. Are you definitely gonna turn on HBO Max and watch that good Lantern?
Like, but you tired. And I'm like, no, I'm miss me with that shit.
Yeah. So it is baffling to me that so many different movies got these same type of critiques, like the Marvels.
Captain Marvel did. I thought both of those movies actually.
I thought the Captain Marvel movie was excellent.
Honestly, the Miss Marvel show and the Captain Marvel movies, I thought they were really good additions to
enjoyed them.
To the MCU. Like they were enjoyable. But they got the same critiques that they did. Wakanda Forever took the biggest beating of its life, and I hated it because I'm not saying you had to like her as Shuri being a Black Panther. That literally is the source material. You ain't had to like it, but the fact that the critiques was she's weak, she's unbelievable, she's not likable. You mean to tell me Shuri's not likable? The fucking kid sister, we loved her in the first one.
We loved her in the first
but
movie.
But as long as she
wasn't... But she got powers, and she angry about something?
Much, and she angry about something, because, you know, her whole family dying, and
we don't like her.
Not right.
We don't like her. I don't want to watch her be angry about everything. Well, you know, some people get angry.
Her whole country being invaded. She lost her brother and her mama. Like,
she's one of the most intelligent people in the world, and she could not help cure her brother of cancer.
That's not something that's real. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it keeps. And I think that's where the fatigue comes from me.
Mm-hmm.
To your point, you ain't got to ride this ride.
Get off.
You really don't.
Like, for someone, like, that Variety review bothered me so much. And there's so many people that are out here defending it. There's like this op-ed, I believe it was in the Times, that you're not a misogynist if you didn't like Supergirl. I mean, but you could be.
But you could be. And that's what we're saying, but you could be.
You're not a misogynist. But there are plenty of them.
Have you suspended any, have you even interrogated any of the reasons why you are feeling this?
Yeah, there's a good case for misogyny being the reason why people didn't like this movie. There's a good case for it. Yeah, possibly. We've talked about this before, but was Supergirl a perfect movie? No. I enjoyed this movie. Do I think it could have been better? Yes. It could have been directed by James Cameron. Mm-hmm. It would have made the world... I'm sorry, James Gunn. Did I say James Cameron?
It's fine.
You know what? Fuck you, James Cameron.
Right. Forever. Girl.
If I watch one more of these... If I see it, well, I've never seen the movies.
I don't want to see no more promo.
I don't want to see no more promo.
I don't want no water, no fire. Was it the lay of the land? That's the next one.
Quick tangent. There's a content creator that was talking about, I don't want to hear shit from any more white men directors that can afford a budget of more than $100 million. You have nothing else to say.
Bye. Go sit down.
Steven Spielberg, Aliens, we get it. Even though I love Disclosure. Disclosure was great. But he's got nothing new to say.
Don't do...
Martin Scorsese, if I watch a story about one more Italian, I don't care.
There's not one more gangster, mobster,
I don't want to hear about your oppressed white men. I don't care.
Hey!
I don't care anymore. Hey. I don't care anymore, Marty.
I don't hear about no more... Look, not one more war story. Y'all done made the bomb.
James Cameron, if you don't stop showing me Fern Gully painted in blue, Pocahontas, blue Pocahontas.
And you talking about I got 5 more and we don't want no more.
I don't want that.
We're not asking.
And guess what? I'm not fatigued of those movies. You know why?
Because I ain't watching them.
How about it?
So you can make them all day long.
I don't know what happened. The fire and the water, what? I don't care.
You know, the point I want to go back to is the one I said earlier about, like, target audience.
Right.
When I left the theater, I wanted it to be better. I also looked over, and not for nothing, actually for everything. When I look at some young, like, I don't know, these little girls, they decided to come to they could, maybe 6th or 7th graders. And there's 4 of them going to the movies, good girlfriends. They get their popcorn and they go to see somebody that looks like them. She all covered up. Her body ain't out. She's sitting here fighting for people, like she's figuring it out. I'm like, they could relate to this character way more than I could. So in my opinion, for this movie, job well done, right? It's the same energy I feel anytime I go to see a superhero film and a kid is inspired, or like somebody who's old, who had maybe always loved this character, Supergirl, ever since, I'm going to forget her name, but the 80s young lady, Helen, I forget her name, who originally played Supergirl, but somebody who's loved this character their entire lives, and all they wanted to see was this character live on screen. There's an audience for them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing sometimes we forget about, particularly with superhero films. Like, we can look at animated movies. We can look at the Minions and it'd be like, okay, this is for the kids, so it's going to read like kids, and that's it. But, like, superhero movies, like, when they say superhero stories are for everyone, it legitimately is for everyone. And, baby, if the MCU has taught us nothing else in the 40, 50 movies that they put out, there has to be something for everybody. And every story is important. And every story is going to be different. It has to be different. That's literally the charm of superhero stories. So
we've been watching, or we've been in, as a humanity, we've had the desire for hero stories since the dawn of time. We've always wanted to hear heroic stories or stories of triumph. Cave drawings, hieroglyphics, Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, like all of these things are hero epics. had a taste for them forever. They can be traced in any society. And to say that there's a fatigue around superhero movies, I would interrogate that.
That was said so beautifully. Oh, you was in your bag on that one, I followed you all the way through on that one.
I would interrogate that. If you don't like superhero movies, you should ask yourself why you don't like them. Why? What is it that you... And I am the first one to do that. If I say I don't like a thing, I interrogate why I don't like it. Because it doesn't mean that it's a bad film or it's a bad series or it's a bad song. I just know I'm not the audience for this song. Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift, she's not a bad songwriter. She's not a bad artist. I'm not her audience. I don't like her stuff.
I want us to interrogate it all. I want us to interrogate, especially now in the wake, if you will, of Supergirl. I want us to interrogate everything you said. Visually, what are we looking at? Why? I think a good place for people to start is we ask them their favorite superhero movies, and they name their top 5. And then I said, okay, what are the trends that you notice about them? Even when you look at like the promo pictures, is it the man that's always in front, and then like the girl is off? Are any of these centered around a female story, maybe written by a female, maybe directed by a female?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, then to your point, you gotta ask yourself why.
Why? Right? You're like,
why is that?
If you have to, you always have to ask yourself in any project, like especially if it's a thing that's popular. I have to be able to point. I think so many people, I've said this before, are so busy curating taste and not developing it that we feel entitled to just, trash or downgrade a piece of art without interrogating within ourselves why we don't like this.
Right.
Because we, in our own minds, I think social media has a lot to do with this, that we in our own minds are an authority on everything that has to do with art without interrogating, okay, so why do I not like this thing?
Yeah. We also I think it's called hubris. I think that's what I'm about to say. It's like we think we can't be duped, right? We think that we have not been programmed or conditioned to look at something a certain kind of way. Not I. I'm too intelligent. It has nothing to do with intelligence. We're talking about something that is outside of you. We're talking about something that has literally been programmed into who you are. Because if we say a certain word, you're going to think in your mind a certain image. If I said strength, if I said weak, if I said name your top favorite superheroes, if I just said name a favorite superhero, the image you get in your head immediately, all of that has nothing to do with the level of intelligence, but all to do with our unconscious bias that we just have.
Absolutely.
That we just have to be thinking about. So I'm like, we really should be thinking about that. And so if I'm looking at Supergirl, going all the way back to the topic of our conversation, and I walk out of this film and I'm like, why didn't I like this? I'm asking myself, I'm checking my own bias. What am I feeling this way because it's something that maybe I shouldn't be thinking? Because it is just programming. I recognize that it's there.
Be specific about the thing that you don't like. Like if you can't, interrogating what it is that you don't like about a thing is helpful to you as a person and to you and to your intellect. Like you are understanding more. Art is not just entertainment, but it's also supposed to make us feel things. And that if you go out of that, like, why am I so uncomfortable? Or why didn't I like this? Or why I don't have the patience for a movie over 2 hours.
You really don't.
I don't like it. I want more directors to learn how to edit and like bring it under 2 hours. But that's just me and my patience. Like I don't have a lot of, I value the time that I spend throughout the day. And so I don't want to spend so much of the day in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? And like that sometimes being there, you taking 2.5 hours to tell a story that could have been told in 90 minutes can be taxing to me. However, I know that that's my attention span,
Mm-hmm.
and that this may have been written for somebody with a longer attention span. And if I really want to give a storyteller an opportunity to tell the story, I will do things to address my attention span. I will make sure that I plan for that day, that I'm going to be, I can't be rushing to another thing. I'm going to need time to process. I want to make this a day that I don't have anything else to do, and I'm not worried about anything else getting done. I'm going to watch this thing. Sinners was longer than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Even, hold on one second. My husband is calling me while I'm in the studio, which never happened. So let me make sure everything is okay.
No games with that.
This is all we're going to have to edit out later. But
oh, I love this. But this really has happened.
Yes, honey. Is everything okay? Because we are in the studio. Look at his face. Did you forget?
Is it frozen?
Oh, he's frozen.
Oh, no. Call him back.
Okay.
That's making me nervous.
Oh, you're still here. You're sorry. Oh, okay. We can't see you. It's because of the Wi-Fi. It's okay. I just want to make sure everything was okay. He said, sorry, Butt Dial. No worries. Just
Butt Dial. He's so cute.
All right. So, yeah. Because, I didn't,
No. I don't play no games.
I picks up for my husband.
As you should.
I don't care. Well, this is staying in the episode.
It should. Because if you didn't, I'd be like, girl, why aren't you picking up for your man? We don't play them kind of games in 2026. Fuck the foolishness.
Because he don't call while we're in the studio.
Call him back.
It's a call while we're in the studio.
I was ready to jump up. You said we got to go. I was about to go with you. We got to go.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay. Here's one thing I will say is Supergirl was bound to fail because she was coming into an environment, this movie is coming into an environment in which not enough of the grace, and not enough of the acceptance. Like it is a messy film, but I'm really okay with it because it did give me like this origin of her. And I left feeling good. I loved the difference in these characters, and I like to see it grow. And I just think if they put out when they win, because I believe they'll do a sequel, when they put out another one, she's still gonna face the same things. And even if people don't believe in the things that we were saying, I would say to them 2 things. I was saying, I'm done with this. If we were to, in the marketing of this film, if we were to sexualize Supergirl a little bit more. Would she have sold more tickets? Like, even if you just went to the poster and you had her standing there and a little midriff have her little tummy out.
If Kara got a little something while she was...
if there was a love interest, if there was anything sexualized about this
taking
character,
off some clothes and jumping into bed with somebody,
or like somebody busts into a room and she got nothing on but her undergarments, if any of that would have happened...
Oh, yeah. They would have lined
and it was promoted... It would so that should tell you. And the other example that I use for the MCUers who just want to hate on DC films, I often think about the Doctor Strange sequel and how that really was like a story of Wanda too. Mm-hmm. And I imagine if that movie was called The Scarlet Witch in the Multitude,
I wouldn't have done well.
Would it have sold?
It wouldn't have sold. They had to have named it a Doctor Strange movie in order to get people.
Because it could have worked both ways.
Because that is the one flaw of the movie, is that it's not a Doctor Strange movie. It's a Wanda movie.
It's a Wanda movie, but you couldn't name it that. Arguably, would it have sold more tickets? And we know that the answer would have been no. So it's like, do you understand that? Particularly in superhero films, Black, brown, or woman-led films are coming into a space that they have to fight. It's an uphill battle. It will always be an uphill battle. In superhero, since we're talking about the superhero genre, I would say action too. I'll put action in that place too. Anytime it's led by a person of color or a woman, it is fighting uphill, and it is going to fight uphill each and every time.
Well, yes,
and that's unfair.
And that's unfair. I'm also girding my loins for the criticism around lanterns. However, I'm excited about the series.
I think it should be a TV show. I'm very excited for it too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good series. I think That's all we have.
Oh,
for today.
yes. And because we know it's coming, I know both of us are going to check out the Odyssey because I know we're going to end up circling back. You're not going to see it?
I don't want to.
No?
I'm tired.
Here's my thing.
Go ahead.
I'm tired of Chris too. Because he done went to that page of movie directors where everything is a fucking sweeping epic. They'll never do like a just little 90 minutes.
Also, Christopher Nolan. Also, sir, another white man, old ass white man with a budget over $100 million.
We got to go back to.
You don't got nothing else to say.
But for me, I'm really interested in how you're depicting our girl Napita. Like, I need to see, because if we're talking about Helen of Troy and what I know of this story, I want to see what I'm going to see. Because I've only seen cuts, but I want to watch this.
Excuse me.
It's still giving me foolish. It's giving me dry. It's giving me Dune dry. Mm-hmm. But I still might go check it out.
I am. What's the little boy from Boston? What's his name?
Which boy from Boston?
The one that the star of the movie. What's his name? The Boston.
Not
kid?
Matt Damon.
Yes, Matt Damon. Matt Damon is doing a thing that kind of exhausts me. White men in epic stories that culturally have nothing to do with them. Matt did this with Great Wall of China.
Was that Matt? My God, yes.
Was that Matt?
That foolishness.
What's the name? Is Samurai.
He the white samurai who's saving all the other samurai.
Was that Tom Cruise? That was the white samurai.
No, wasn't that Matt Damon?
Was that Matt Damon too? No, I think that was Tom Cruise. That was the white.
Or was it Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves is Asian, so it wasn't him.
That's right.
I think it was.
No, it was Matt Damon. It was one of them ones where he was like, yeah. It was like, I think Samurai was actually in the title of the.
Really high.
White. I beg your pardon, what you see.
White samurai.
That's what you're not gonna do. You could just look up Matt Damon. This need to go on the episode too.
White samurai movie. Well,
I told you, 47 Ronin.
47 Ronin.
I like that movie though.
Keanu Reeves is not white. It's Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. It was Tom Cruise.
But I felt like Matt did one too.
He might have.
I think he did like a Great Wall.
But listen, he did Great Wall. Matt did Great Wall.
So he was white over there.
Exactly. I was like, I am tired of seeing white men in epic stories that ain't got shit to do with them culturally.
Girl, now you already know. Anytime any war or any kind of conflict that took place in Europe or Northern Africa,
because how they see
Middle
it,
East,
they see
cast
themselves.
A white man. Yes,
they see themselves in the middle of the story.
Anywhere in that region, they're gonna cast a white man.
But they see zero of us. But I don't. Mm-mm. However, where it is in a region close to where black people are,
we know
it is closer to Africa than anywhere in
Europe
where these stories are happening.
They're going in like, how can Helen of Troy be that dark skin? Girl,
do you see where they are?
Regionally. That's the only thing that's real about this whole damn story.
Right. I mean, y'all wasn't that good at colonization just yet.
Damn. Y'all hadn't pulled it all the way together.
Right, you ain't pulled it all the way off yet.
And I think what they really pissed about is that if you want to be historically accurate, I think if we could go back through time.
Everybody in that story is a hell of a lot darker than they're being portrayed.
But let's say they're not. You won't put all these white men in power. I don't think they want to believe that this many white men had this many conflicts over sisters. Because they would fight about women all the time. And like, you don't think the black queens of them all... I don't think they want to believe that this conflict is over a black woman. It's always been over a black woman, fool.
Basically.
Always.
So, yeah, I won't be watching.
You know what?
I don't want to.
I don't blame you.
It is, and it's going to be longer than 2 hours. So that makes me...
How long is she?
Girl, The Odyssey?
Girl, don't play with me.
Are you kidding me?
I was like, I could do a little 2.
Let's find out.
2 and 15, maybe.
Long
you know, I'm all right there.
How long is the Odyssey movie? 2 hours and 52 minutes, sis. It's
2 hours and what?
You're going to be there for 3 hours. Mama.
Mom, you made that
Have a good old time.
No, girl.
Have a good old time. I'm not going to spend...
lost his mind. You done edited it down to 3 hours?
So here is where
That's 4 hours at the movie theater.
here is where my bias is going to come in. I with my good money,
no.
am not going to spend 3 hours in a movie theater to watch Matt Damon
Get on my nerves.
star
No.
in an sweeping epic that has nothing to do with him culturally for 3 hours. I'm not doing that.
No, you know what? I'm with you. No, ma'am. How long? I was
It's
like,
not for me. It's not for me.
You can't tell me your epic
They
in
were
a couple
like,
hours.
there's so many great stars that are going to be in it. Yeah, it's
This
good.
is shit I was
Cool.
talking about. What is happening with these? At least you know what? God
Cool.
bless Spike Lee. He ain't done this. Where he got to get to the level where I'm just going to make movies. I'm going to tell what I need to tell you. I'm going to 1-2 punch you in 2 hours.
I'm going to make the movie that I've always wanted to make. Period.
But these sweeping, we over here, we climbing down mountains, we shooting up spaceships, and the shit is 9 hours long. I'm not doing this. How many times did you see them galloping on horses across the desert? I'm good. I'll wait for streaming, and I won't even wait then, girl, because I'm not going to spend 3 hours watching this film.
You guys, before we jump into like saying whether a movie is good or bad, examine whether your bias has an effect on that judgment, and that if you're okay with that or not.
And why your bias is also making making some films better than they actually are. So it's not like maybe it's not so much why you didn't like Supergirl. Maybe the better question is for you is why do you like the Superman movie so much?
Why do you think Taylor Swift is the best performer?
Or why you probably already in your mind said the Spider-Man movie is amazing and you haven't even seen it. So maybe, because I know they already think it is. You already think it's amazing. Not that you hope, but you already have made up in your mind.
It's going to be the best movie ever.
Regardless of what it does wrong.
Okay. It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
We'll
We'll do the things. All right. What do you want to tell the people?
I want to go interrogate your bias. Girl, grow up. Think it through, bitch.
Not grow up. Read a book.
Or girl, just think about it. No, I love you. Think about it, y'all.
And go to that lady's couch. Everybody should be getting on that lady's couch and talking to her about your feelings.
That's true.
Go see the lady, y'all.
And we ain't biased. It ain't got to be a lady.
Because it ain't got to be a lady, but
Go talk to somebody.
I got my therapist.
I know. I do have me a female therapist. She's great.
got a good therapist.
She's great.
I do not have a female therapist.
Oh, she's awesome.
So
what do you want to tell the people?
I'm going to tell the people, I want you to know that you are enough just as you are. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey Brunchers, we'd like to hear from you. Ask a question or share your thoughts by clicking the link in the description of every episode labeled Send Us Fan Mail, or email me roger.t, that's roger.t at brunchblazeandbabble.com, or alexis.b, that's alexus.b at brunchblazeandbabble.com, or you can visit our website at brunchblazeandbabble.com. That's brunchblazeandbabble.com. That website again is brunchblazeandbabble.com. We can't wait to hear from you.